Goldman Sachs have a 50 stock portfolio of what they call under the radar long-term AI winners. Let's have a look at them and see what I think of them. Okay, we're going to go through them one by one. We're going to run through it relatively rapidly. Okay, Pinterest. No, I'm not sure, and I'll tell you why for each one of these. Whilst it is undervalued on a discount cash flow basis, earnings are forecast to grow. What I don't like, despite those positive fundamentals, is this just seems to be going sideways. And at best, I fear, rather than exploding, it'll just do this, which isn't really something which excites me much. New York Times. God, they are so something or other. Again, that's the trend you're looking at. Can it do it? I suspect not. So it's certainly not one I agree with Goldman Sachs on this, despite the so-called discount cash flow undervaluation and earnings forecast growth news. I think they used to be called News Corp, didn't they, or Fox or whatever. And AI is supposed to help them. Again, not seeing the sort of massive rises that we did before in this period in 2020. And am I seeing those going forward? Probably not. Once again, discounted significantly. So I'm not agreeing much with Goldman's on this. And you might say, I'll go with Goldman. Thanks, mate. Zoom Info, absolutely crash and burn after COVID. And again, not much evidence on the upside, although a whole lot of analysts think it's a buy. And since it IPO'd, well, it's never had a positive September. So if you do want to go into it, you might want to wait till October in any event. Discount cash flow, not bad at all, actually. HR Block, there we go. That's supposed to be the angle, I guess, that we're looking at. Could we get that? You could. But it might be a bit of a journey upwards. So not bad at all, but certainly the analysts are not sure. What's interesting is this has come up as one of the Goldman Sachs picks, and you can see there it came up as a sell. So it almost makes you think, is one part of Goldman Sachs saying buy and another part saying sell? Or are the journalists who are reporting all this just getting it completely wrong anyway? 43% undervalued. There you go. Coles at a bit of a drop off. Again, I'd really need to see that moving sharply higher beforehand. Analysts mixed bag as well on this. Why would I want to take that kind of risk? We've got a whole load more coming up, so don't go anywhere. By the way, while you're listening to me and I've got you here, check out alpeshpatel.com/links for a whole load of free tools on trading. And beware of people pretending to be me asking you for crypto. It isn't me. I never ask you for money. Okay, so this one, no, overbought, more likely to do this. I don't see that rising up again, despite a couple of banks seemingly liking it. And again, undervalued on a discount cash flow basis. Not the only way of measuring valuation. What about this? It seems to be beaten down a bit, and I suspect now we're just probably going to go sideways for a bit, I'm afraid, and the analysts are a bit mixed on it as well. Yes, I know it's undervalued, but I'm looking at the next 12 months. Now, you might say, well, maybe they're looking for longer. Amazon, you already know I like this, and you know where I think I'm looking at it going. And whilst this is similar to, say, car, it is Amazon. So I'm looking at that kind of a move, and I'm a buyer for this for 1 year, 2 year, 3 year. Anyway, that's where we are for now, and it's positive. Lear Corporation, I'm assuming the jets, okay, AI must have something to do with it. Again, just looks too flat. Look at this. Has it broken out of this just trade range? No. Are they expecting it to go up here? Probably. I assume they are if they've said it, but I don't see that happening anytime soon. Could it? Well, yes, but it's not one that I'm willing to get into at the moment. Now, Walmart I already like and own, I should disclose, and whilst it's taking a bit of a slow move to get up, I think it will get there. Lots of analysts seem to like it as well, and that's my projections. Happy to hold it into the future. Okay, and it's only a little bit undervalued according to discount cash flow. Walgreen. Now, you might get into this because you just think, oh my God, it's at multi-year lows. That's up to you. I'm not that kind of a high-risk investor. Thank you very much. So, yes, you might get in because you think, well, any kind of bounce. But don't forget, if it's gone to 25, why can't it go to 12? So feel free to keep watching. But Alpesh is undervalued. Alpesh, look at the earnings forecast growth. Yes, yes, yes. Lots commending it. Lots and lots commending it. Let's go to Costco. And with Costco, it's another one that I own. I'm going to pull it up on screen in a second. Don't forget alpeshpatel.com/links. And there we go. Sorry, I probably blew your ears out on that one. Costco, that's what I'm expecting. I like it. I like it. Okay, only a little bit undervalued. Occidental, I know this is one of Warren Buffett's favorites. It's one that we had, when was it? It was about here-ish, and we're expecting it to do this, and then it dropped off and had to sell it. And it now just looks like it's going to drift lower, I'm afraid. So not one for me, not one at the moment anyway. Undervalued, not one at the moment. And I'm talking, when I say at the moment, I'm talking about how do things look over the next 12 months. Williams, good upward trend. Could do this, but it's a bit overbought already. So, you know, where could it go? And it's done it before where it's been at a similar level to this, which was over here. And what you can see, certainly when the stochastics were overbought, is it goes up a tiny bit and then drops off. And I suspect what at best will happen is it'll go up and then drop off, and you'll, for all your effort, not have much to show for it. Not very undervalued either. Kemper, again, sideways, not particularly impressed. I know a lot of the banks like it. But it's all the way down here, and I appreciate it's undervalued. I like earnings are forecast to grow so much. Not what I'm going to take the risk on. And you can see I'm quite risk averse, and you might say, you fool, you should go into Brown and Brown. And it does look attractive. And it's probably one of the better ones, I think. Certainly the analysts fairly like it. Oh, no, look at that. Overvalued by that much. No, thank you very much, Brown and Brown. That not for me, even though I am brown. Now, this, again, sideways, not getting particularly excited on this one, I'm afraid, even though it's undervalued. And the reason I wasn't getting particularly excited is because this just seems to be going sideways. Okay, so it just doesn't make me sufficiently excited. Now, this one I did look at and thought, could it? But then no, momentum is down there. And by the way, if you're wondering what that dotted blue line is, it is the monthly MACD. And if you want to learn more about those things, have a look at alpeshpatel.com/links. Let's get back into these. Undervalued only a little bit, not lots. Marsh McLennan, the world's largest insurance company, know them well. They sponsored my TIE chapter, TIE, the Indus Entrepreneurs UK chapter, when I launched it, or when I co-founded it, I should say. I was one of many in a great team. There we are. What do you think, Alpesh? No, I'm going to stay away. It's just not doing enough for me, I'm afraid. What about this one? Could it do that? Because that's what it'd have to do. Could it do this? Ooh, we got a lot of buys. I'm liking that. Undervalued as well. Okay, let's go for it. Let's go for it then. What about Voya? Boom. It's going sideways for a bit. Now it's going to fall off. Not one for me, even though it's got a hell of a lot of buys. And it's only a little bit undervalued anyway. International Paper, downward trend. I'd need to see this move up a lot more first. I'd like to see a clear break out of that first before I'd look to get in, even though it's undervalued. So it could do that. So you might want to keep an eye on it. Jones Lang LaSalle. There's a pompous name. And it could do this, of course, but it's a little bit premature and early for me at the moment. Again, Goldman Sachs says sell in April. Now they've turned into a buy. So let's see, undervalued 60%, according to this. Now I'm going to run through the others. Oh, come on. Do you want to get into that? It's up to you. Look, 9, it's down here, fallen off a cliff. Not one for me. You might look for a dead cat bounce. Obviously, the reason for that is what's just happened in Hawaii. Significantly undervalued, of course, but if you like your risk like that, go for it. Go get the Hawaiian one and then go to Vegas if you wish. But it's not one for me. Tenet Healthcare, yeah, could work out nicely. Could work out nicely. DaVita, sideways, and then could indeed another one which could work out nicely. Universal Healthcare, no, momentum's too down, even though that's up. So I'm going to suggest that's a triple top, and it's going to go down about down to here-ish. I think it's going to go lower, even though it's undervalued. You might want to keep an eye on it. Just giving you names, giving you ideas, giving you thoughts. Okay, there you go. No, because of the momentum, even though it's undervalued. No, momentum too low, even though it's undervalued. No, momentum too low. I don't like it. I just want to see that move up. So you could watch it for later, okay, is my point. But for the moment, not one for me. Rob at half. And again, just going sideways for too long, just too speculative. And I don't like speculative, and it's not undervalued enough. No, momentum, wrong direction, not undervalued enough. Momentum, definitely wrong direction, not undervalued enough. I'm going to give this a no as well, and it's overvalued. Alteryx, definitely no. And although it's undervalued, Nutanix, look, these in a month might look different, but I need more evidence than I'm seeing at the moment. So it's still a no, even though it's undervalued. And yeah, look, great lot of buys, but I need to see a bit more evidence on it, even though it's undervalued. So they've got quite a few things going right for them. It's just not enough things going right in my perspective at the moment. And it could all change in a month or two. I suspect in October, when we revisit this, it'll look very, very different. But then I'll just wait till then, shouldn't I? Because again, a lot of these, the momentum is just beaten back too much, and I'd rather wait than get in too soon. Accenture is one that I like, and I happen to hold. There we go. There's the direction. It's a little bit overvalued now, but I think there's more room for it. No. There we go. So hopefully you liked all that. alpeshpatel.com/links to get more of these, and follow me on my Telegram channel, my YouTube channel, my TikTok channel, my LinkedIn. My God, just stalk me everywhere if you wish.